Do not get played. You have to know the game. The banking crisis could be one of the biggest opportunities for you to transfer your family's wealth.
I ain't gonna give in now. I just gotta live this now. I'm gonna be man, I'ma kill this stuff real quick. I'ma go take it to town, cause I gotta be that king in their ring when I'm knocking them out when I'm back with the whip. Cause I am just up on the journey. Just know that I'm just going insane.
Warriors, rise. Grand rising. Good evening, warriors all over the world. We're coming off the weekend of the Freedom Conference, sold out. It was absolutely remarkable. I'll keep you updated a little bit earlier as we go into next year for our next Freedom Conference. I'm so excited to share this information with you guys. I believe what I'm here to do is make the complex simple for you. The banking system seems very complex, very cumbersome. That's why we go to school, we get a job, we stay in one investment vehicle where we trust that the 10% that we're putting into our 401k or the 3% that's being matched by 3%, which you're actually paying probably a 3% fee, that we trust that that money we're putting into that person, thing, entity, whatever is investing your money is going to help you get ready for retirement. And the fact is, very few people retire with over $1 million. And at 4% interest, that's about $50,000 in retirement income. So if the public is being stressed right now, the middle class is moving down to the working poor, and people making $150,000 a year living paycheck to paycheck, they can call it depression. They can call it recession. They can call it up. They can call it down. But I'll tell you what, I just filled up my SUV and it cost $110 yesterday. $5 for gas. 1 minute is $4. 1 minute is $5. 1 minute protein is here. 1 minute protein is here. Eggs are through the roof. So what I'm hearing you say all around the world is that we are struggling financially. So let them call it a depression. Let them call it a recession. Let them call it anything. I'm calling it a transition. And so what I'm going to do is I actually have my studies in front of me, just so you guys know. I'm an avid studier. That's what I do. I went to CBA Executive Banking School. I spent 10 years in banking. My CFO, I have spent 22 years in banking. I am not a cryptocurrency expert. I'm not even a financial expert. But what I am an expert at is studying macro and microeconomics, human behaviors, and have coached over 6,000 people worldwide and seen how humans react based on emotion. JP Morgan is quoted saying that billionaires use astrology and millionaires use charts. Think about that for just a moment. What do the cosmos do? Astrology do. It's emotional, it's connection, it's frequency. So whether you believe this or not, you are all being played. But if you know the game, you can't be played. So as everybody is panicking right now, as everybody is waiting for a savior to come save them or a new president to come save them, you should understand this is the greatest transition of wealth, the greatest transition in human consciousness, and the biggest opportunity. This will not happen again in our lifetime, and this has not happened in our living history, and it won't happen again. We have massive cataclysmic things happening within the world, and as Rosie Rios says, you need a shock to the system to move consumer behaviors. We're moving from Web 2.0 to Web 3.0, industrial, using your hands, to technical. You're not going to stop the freight train, but you do have the opportunity to make informed decisions and invest in the new infrastructure and understand that it's very speculative, and start to understand that you can't just be in one investment. You need to be diversified within those investments and diversified outside of it. So if you have a speculative asset like crypto that we have no idea what's going to happen with regulation, but we're betting pretty big on crypto, but we're not foolish. We don't put all our money in cryptocurrency. We're diversified across different sectors, and we're diversified across leveraged life insurance, precious metals, business. Even in business, I'm diversified in my equity ownership of companies. So I'm here to make the complex simple. And again, I was on my parents' couch 4 years ago because I had lost my money for the 3 times because I was indoctrinated into an old system of this linear thing. Go to school, get a job, get money, learn how to earn. We're all taught how to learn. We're all taught how to memorize, but you need to learn how to problem solve. And you need to learn how money is fluid and money is currency. And when you put your money in the bank, they make it current for you. So as I take you forward on my YouTube channel, I'm going to work to be more educational and calmer and give you peace of mind, because this is the greatest time in human history. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down these videos of basically my hobby turned into my career. That's what I do for a living. I own the Warrior Academy, where we've helped over 6,000 warriors. At the end of this video, I can show you how we can help you as well. But I'm going to show you a video from Jerome Powell, and we're going to go back to 11/29/2021. In 2020 and 2021, Jerome Powell said, "We are coming back to a new economy leveraged towards technologies, worried about the middle class." During this time, they introduced the Innovation Hub, which is working on a digital dollar in conjunction with the Bank of International Settlements. So I'm going to take you through a journey of 2021 up into where we're at today. So let's take a listen.
Good afternoon. It is a pleasure to welcome everyone, including colleagues from the BIS and in particular from the BIS Innovation Hub, to the opening of the New York Innovation Center. The pace of technological change and innovation over the last decade has led some to argue that we're on the brink of a fourth industrial revolution, a digital revolution. Certainly, rapid innovation, including through the application of advanced digital technologies, machine learning, artificial intelligence, and big data, is revolutionizing the financial sector. The Federal Reserve has a mandate to understand and, in some cases, manage these changes. But it also has a responsibility to be at the forefront of change to deliver to the American people and the international community a reliable, efficient, and inclusive monetary and financial system.
It's very important what he just said. He said, we are moving into a fourth industrial revolution. He explained to you all the technology, and then he's ending with the financial space. The financial space is changing as you know it.
Furthering the efforts around the Federal Reserve System to harness the power of innovation, I'm delighted to welcome the opening of the New York Innovation Center. Located at the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, in the heart of the most important financial center in the world, this Innovation Center will draw on the expertise at the bank, in the Federal Reserve System, and from the broader financial community, as well as experts around the world to analyze and bring technology to bear on improving the global financial system. Increasing the synergies of the New York Innovation Center will be its strategic partnership with the BIS Innovation Hub.
Okay, so he just told you, we're going to stop there on that video. He said we're in a strategic partnership with the BIS, Bank of International Settlements. During our conference this weekend, I told people that you need to follow the Bank of International Settlements, the IMF, the World Economic Forum, Janet Yellen, Christine Lagarde, Christina Georgievna. These are key people, and Jerome Powell. And Janet, I said Janet Yellen, right? These are key people that you want to follow and watch. This stuff is boring, guys, but this is what's happening. They're giving you the blueprint. Now, what he's sharing with us is a BIS Innovation Hub announces their priorities. Okay, the BIS Innovation Hub will increase focus on improving payment systems. This is for 2023, and experimenting with central bank digital currencies. You're going to hear this over and over and over again. Central bank digital currencies, central bank digital currencies. Rosie Rio says we are moving to a central bank digital currency. I'm not for it. It's just what it is, guys. You're not going to stop it. Okay. So he's the BIS Innovation Hub, and is introduced the new Innovation Center that is teamed up with the BIS Innovation Hub. That was in 2021. Okay. Then you got projects like Project Orem, which is from Hong Kong. They are all innovating into a central bank digital currency. Now, why do I bring up a central bank digital currency? The central bank digital currency is a monetary system that is monitored and brings all the money into the system. Okay. When people need assistance, where are they going to go? When people can't pay their bills, when we're going through a transition, I'm not going to call it a depression, because I'm going to share with you. There's Ray Dalio's book, The Changing World Order. I dive into it. I got notes everywhere. This is stuff I do all the time. He shows the frequency of levers used to manage debt problems. We have a massive debt crisis right now. Massive. We are all over leveraged, not just America. America's in a really bad position, horrible position, but we are all over leveraged. So there's a couple ways that they fix it. Liquidity support, which is quantitative easing. There's addressing insolvent lenders. Okay. Now we have insolvent lenders, and we just came off quantitative easing. We have things like Silicon Valley Bank. Dispose of bad debts through asset purchases and transfers, things like junk bonds. And you have sovereign debt restructuring, where everybody's like, Nasara, Jasara. It's like, these are, I don't know if it's real or not, but there is things that happen like sovereign debt restructuring. And then there's IMF programs. 52% of the time over the past, 48 historical cases that Ray Dalio studies, 52% of the time, the IMF steps in with their programs, okay? And the IMF says global interest in CBDCs are unprecedented, already helping 30 countries. So it says down here, one of the key takeaways in the various motivations for central bank digital currencies interests with crypto assets coming to the top of the list. For advanced economies, the drivers include maintaining central bank involvement in digital payment systems, enhancing payments competitions, and supporting tokenization. They are supporting tokenization. What you have to ask yourself is the cryptocurrencies you're investing in, are they going to survive this regulation phase? In contrast, emerging and developing economies see financial inclusion as a major factor. That's why Kamala Harris was hanging out in Africa, one of the second largest populations in the world, because they're one of the most unbanked. And 1 out of 6 people, she said this, will be on the internet. So what is she doing? America's falling apart, but she's out in Africa trying to get their money in the system. Think about that for just a moment. Demand for help from the IMF is sufficiently great that has prioritized what it'll work on. It will target systematic important countries, and those fast tracking CBDCs will work with risk factors such as capacity constraints and weak regulation. So it shows you Africa, American Caribbeans, Middle East, Central Asia, Asia Pacific. So regions request for IMF CBDCs capacity and development as of February 2023. Okay, so then we'll keep moving down here. This is the Federal Reserve Bank of New York facilitating wholesale digital payments. Prominent in the space, distributed ledger enables a common source of truth for asset exchange, as well as an investment in payments, DVP, delivery versus payment, and PVP, payment versus payment settlement. However, current designs for exchange mechanism based on distributed ledger technologies do not enable interoperability transfer and settlements of digital assets between regulated financial institutions. So what we're seeing is a new financial system. We went from a banking system where you had to go into a specific branch a long time ago and your money was just at that branch. Then we went into interbanking, okay, where they would call another branch and be like, John actually just withdrew $200. Can you take that off his ledger? Then we went to interconnected banking, where you now could have multiple branches. Then we went to online banking, where you were all like, I'm not going to use that. Then you started using a debit card, and then money started moving faster, the velocity of money. And as we went to more digitization in 2012, they asked Rosie Rios to reduce coin and cash usage. But as GDP growth goes up with the printing of money and low interest rates, GDP is gross domestic product. So it's the products and services in America or in a country. And America has the largest GDP. So when that goes up, she was having trouble reducing coin and cash usage. And she said, you need a shock to the system. Would you agree, family, that we have gone through some pretty massive shocks to the system over the past couple of years since the C word as we look this way? Okay, this is just showing you more information. This is the Digital Dollar Project. May of 2020. This was all happening during the shock to the system. If you dive into a century, you'll see all the deep interconnections. This stuff just keeps me calm, right? But I'm also not resting on my laurels. I'm not just banking on crypto, guys. I'm focused on getting a nice, right now to 2024 is your greatest opportunity to get into cryptocurrency. When the Bitcoin halving happens, it's going to go through a cycle. Bitcoin's going to go up, and we need to have an exit strategy because that money's going to flood into Ethereum and then into alternative coins. And you have to get out during excitement, because you're going to get wrecked if you stay till euphoria. It feels like it's going to keep going up, but if you don't have an exit plan, you're going to get wrecked. So this is a digital dollar project, supports U.S. and world reserve currencies, improves time and cost efficiencies. It provides broader accessibility to central bank monetary payments. It emulates features of physical cash in an increasing digital world. There's a reason why they asked Rosie Rios to reduce coin and cash usage. And cash is not going to just disappear, guys. They're still printing. So here's Rosie Rios. Thank you to Plan XRP. He pulled this clip and put it on there. So check out his channel.
Take a considerable amount of time because it is a world reserve currency. It's accepted everywhere before the Federal Reserve actually decides to back a central bank digital currency. It absolutely will take some time. So over the past year, the agencies across the government have worked together to develop frameworks and policy recommendations that advance the 6 priorities identified in that executive order. To date, there have been 9 reports that have been submitted. They're all online. They are all available for public consumption. But I would say most recently, in the fall of 2022, Treasury published a series of reports in response to President Biden's executive order. The Financial Stability Oversight Council, which the Secretary of the Treasury chairs, published a report just this last October that examined the potential financial stability implications of crypto asset activities. As you know, crypto has been in the news time and time again, and I just want to share that I am on the board of Ripple. Ripple is XRP. And so when people ask me the question, why did you join the board of Ripple? I joined the board of Ripple because XRP serves a purpose. It's a function that facilitates cross-border payments. It's not some store of value, kind of arbitrary value that is not pegged to anything. This is actually what legitimate financial institutions use specifically for cross-border payments. So instead of days and dollars, it's seconds and cents. And that is the future, in my opinion. And again, this is a function. So this utility piece, when it comes to crypto, is very, very important.
Okay, so I want you to hear that piece. The utility piece is very, very important. So I don't get caught up in the emotion and the Twitter rants back and forth. I focus on real world solve intelligent investing based on the book Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham that Warren Buffett read at 12 years old. I was not an intelligent investor 3 years ago, guys. I was sloppy McSloppy, man, just like everybody else, getting into cryptocurrency, getting wrecked, getting into crypto, listening to every single YouTuber. And I was tired of getting wrecked. Sorry, 4 years ago. And I was just tired of getting wrecked, man. I was like, man, there has to be a better way because I was following the same patterns, but I never focused on what mattered. You have to focus here first, rewire this. You have to get your shit together. You need to get disciplined. By being disciplined and consistent, you're not jumping back and forth. You're focused. You're grounded, you understand wealth, but it starts here. Everybody's teaching you how to take action when we haven't changed how to be disciplined and consistent. There's Warren Buffett's not watching my YouTube channel, right? Ray Dalio's not watching my shit. Bridgewater is not watching my stuff. BlackRock is not watching, YouTubers and figuring out which crypto is going to pump next. Like, think about that for just a moment. I'm watching their stuff. I'm getting educated by the big dogs. I'm finding out the moves they're making. So let's listen to President Trump here, or so future President Trump, if he's coming back. And mind you, I'm not left and right. I'm just sharing with you guys. The God's my president CEO. He's not coming back to save me, but the guy has some good business practices. But listen to what he says about the U.S. decline of the dollar.
Iran gets together with Saudi Arabia through China. And China's taken over. And China, I heard a couple of people say, well, the dollar will never lose.
And the reason why I'm showing this, I want to make clear, is this is the debt crisis by Ray Dalio. The Changing World Order explains this, where we're in a position where they're handing, I did a video 2 years ago. They got a lot of unfavorable comments around China taking over. And I believe we're handing power over to China. I think that's what's happening right now. And it's part of a cycle that happens, guys. It's not like we're going to, it happens. The power structure is being handed over to China, the new superpower.
Lose the dollar standard. Are they kidding? China wants to change the standard, the currency standard. And if that happens, that's like losing a world war. We'll be a second-tier country. We'll literally be a second-tier country if that happens. Now, you're losing Brazil. You're losing Colombia, South America. You're losing Iran. You've lost it. You've lost Russia.
And that Iran was huge, guys. Huge, huge, huge.
And if you haven't lost them yet, you're going to lose them. China's on the yuan, so China's gone. Then you see France going over. No, what's going on? We're losing. If we lose our currency, that's the equivalent of losing a world war. Our currency is what makes us powerful and strong. And this was unthinkable during the Trump administration. And if I saw Macron do that.
So then, he goes into, the politics back and forth. And, You know, but things that he's saying, it makes sense. I mean, it's like there's a transfer of wealth. So this is Janet Yellen. This is one of the people that's transferring our wealth along with Biden over to China. Listen to what she has to say about Yellen on creating a digital dollar. They're all like, oh, well, this isn't happening. Oh, we got a lot more to do. It's like, it's pretty wild, man. Let's listen to these people. We just got to listen. I mean, we're all guessing. I mean, that's a fact. We're all guessing and trying to figure out where they're going to take us.
People are saying they want some kind of backstop from the federal government. Why not allow people to have accounts with the Federal Reserve, a kind of digital central bank digital currency? If what people want is surety of.
So who's he speaking for? The people want to be closer to the Federal Reserve. Which people are you talking to?
Deposit protection, they can get it directly from the Fed or the federal government.
Well, we are considering, the Fed is considering, and the broader government is considering whether it could be desirable to have a central bank digital currency. That's quite a few years off if a decision were made to go forward with it. There are important pros, of which you gave one, and there are some cons with such a decision. So it's one that needs to be seriously analyzed, but it could be something that is in Americans' future.
Could be. I'm not sure. Could be. Maybe.
Why did we choose SafeLight? We were loading our SUV when crack. SafeLight came right to us.
There you go. Big shout out to SafeLight. Oh, just lost it. Well, I just closed all that up. So there we are. I mean, what a wild world we're in right now, right? And again, I hope that by the information I'm sharing and making the complex simple, this is, and I know it's probably seems simple to me because I studied this all day. This is what I do. So it's what I'm the CEO of the Warrior Academy. We've helped over 6,000 people worldwide. The video I'm going to show you afterwards, you can join for free, 7 days for free to try it out. 60% of people stay after 7-day free trial because we're teaching people there is no get rich quick, guys. There is no get rich quick. It's fundamental, long term, but it's getting your shit together and rewiring the indoctrination. The reason why we keep going broke, that you go to school, get a job, get a 401k, and trust some financial advisor, that you have no idea what you have to learn about money. You work your ass off for your money, and you don't even, how many of you, comment down below, know exactly where you're in a job and your 401k. Do you know? I didn't know when I worked at the bank. I didn't know where my money was being allocated. I'm just being transparent with you guys. I had no idea where my money was being allocated. I just trusted that my money was being managed well. And they're taking your pensions. They're trading in FX markets. There's 35 billion missing off the balance. I showed you guys that. Like, this is crazy. The banks are completely over leveraged. There's 0% of your money has to be held in the banks now. 0%. We're in a debt crisis right now. There's only a couple ways they can fix this. Number one, I'm looking at my book right here. They can spend less. The spending bills are insane. So it's going to put money into the economy. They're going to print more money. Debt defaults. They can restructure debt. That's one way. The central bank can print money, quantitative easing. Okay. The transfer of money and credit from those who have it to the people who need it. As we walk through this and you think about the place that our country's in and our monetary system and our politics right now, who's running the countries or the countries, like, what do you think they're doing? You think they're going to move the debt from the people that have the people that need it? No. Do you think they're going to spend less? No. They're doing $1 trillion spending bills. They're fighting about eliminating the debt ceiling. So the only two things they can do is print more money or restructure debt. I don't know if they're going to help us out. They'll restructure their debt. So that's what bail-ins are happening. They're turning the debt into equity and selling it on the open marketplace, and these big banks are monopolizing them. So I think this is the greatest time in human history, in my personal opinion, because I am now learning how to free my family financially, but I'm working it through education, through financial literacy. And so I hope that you find that through my information I'm sharing with you guys, that financial literacy is the number one thing that you should be doing. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. As we always say, warriors, get your shit together. Let's go.
System is designed to keep you trapped. 2017, I walked out of a high-paid vice president job because I was absolutely miserable. working 16 to 19 hours a day because that's what the system taught me to do. And what I discovered through countless hours of meditation, research, reading books, understanding how the millionaires and billionaires operate, the system is designed to keep you trapped. Today, I own multiple companies. I travel all over the world. I'm financially free, and that's exactly why I created this community of like-minded warriors coming together called the 3T Warrior Academy. Now, I don't say this to brag. I'm sharing this with you to show you what's possible for you. Whether you're just starting out or you're looking to take your life to another level, we believe the Warrior Academy has something for everybody. Processes that take you step by step through discipline, consistent activities, and that's exactly what you're going to get. Our 120-day challenge, all you have to do is open up the app and take it day by day. We're going to take you through the discipline, consistent activities to take your life to the next level. Within 1 week, you're gonna feel a difference. Within a month, people are gonna notice a change in you. That's how powerful this 120-day challenge is. So if you're truly ready to break free from the old paradigm into a new paradigm of discipline, consistency, great relationship with your family, financial freedom, and learning the pillars of wealth that'll change your life and generational wealth to come, I'm gonna invite you to do our program for 7 days for free. The 120-day challenge has changed over 5,000 warriors' lives worldwide, and we hope to be yours next.
Warriors, let's get your together. Let's go.